watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
We begin with a weather impact alert with a heat advisory taking effect in parts of the county this morning. Thanks for being here at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Netta Irampour. Yeah, the heat. Let's talk about it. Meteorologist Vanessa Paz has your check of the forecast. What are we expecting this week, Vanessa?
Yeah, in about T-minus 5 hours or so, the inland valleys will be under a heat advisory due to the hot conditions that we're expecting for a lot of areas across the region, especially when it comes to the inland and mountain neighborhoods. Let's go ahead and focus on current conditions because as you get ready, you probably want to prepare for what to wear, your outfit. I would dress in layers. We are starting off on a cooler note, much cooler in comparison to the same time yesterday because of the lack of clouds. A lot of areas across the board are waking up in the 50s this morning. So bundle up. It is quite cool. Maybe you let in that cooler air before it gets warm this afternoon. We're currently seeing high 50s in downtown as well as Chula Vista, mid to low 50s for the inland neighborhoods and spots like Santee as well as Escondido, and currently waking up in the 60s for areas like Julian. Here's what I have on tap for today's highs where you live across the board in our inland neighborhoods will be closer to that 90-degree mark, especially for areas like Poway as well as El Cajon. But those neighborhoods like Escondido and Ramona will be in the low 90s. And then as I mentioned, those areas highlighted in the coral will be under a heat advisory in about 5 or so hours. We'll talk about this warm up when the warmth is expected to peak, and we'll also explain the fire danger that we're expecting in the coming days. All right, 6:01 is the time on your Tuesday. Let's go ahead and take a look at your roads now. We are getting reports of a lot of slowing on the 805 just after the 163 or even before that. As you make your way northbound towards the 54. I was looking on the CAD. I'm not seeing any crashes nor traffic hazards, so I'm not sure what this delay is due to or is due from, but speeds down to about 9 miles per hour or so, and the slowing stretching over 3 miles at last check. Speeds in the North County headed southbound in from Oceanside and Escondido. We're in really good shape there. 70 mile per hour speeds. Same deal in from Santee and La Mesa. In about 10 minutes or so, we'll take a look at your travel times this Tuesday morning. Back to you guys.
Vanessa, thank you for that. Today, family and friends will come together to honor the life and the service of La Mesa police officer Lauren Craven, who was killed in the line of duty last week.
A memorial service will be held at Skyline Church in Rancho San Diego here this morning, and we have team coverage for you. CBS 8's Chris Groh has more on the procession set to start here in about 90 minutes.
We do want to start with Regina Yorita with details on the funeral today. Regina.
Hey, good morning, Eric and Netta. That's right. And we know that that funeral procession will end up here at Skyline Church. This is located in Rancho San Diego. The memorial service will start at 10 a.m. We'll have families as well as friends who will be in attendance to honor the life of 25-year-old police officer Lauren Craven, who was killed on October 20th. It's been a difficult time for Craven's family and the La Mesa Police Department. She is the first officer from this police station to die in the line of duty. Craven was killed last Monday night when a car driven by a DUI suspect hit and killed her. At the time, Officer Craven was helping another crash involving multiple vehicles on Interstate 8. She pulled over, got out of her car to offer assistance when she was hit by another car. On Monday night, a candlelight vigil at police headquarters was held by La Mesa Police Department. There were candles lit for Craven and speakers who gave remarks about the officer. One of those speakers was her best friend, Abigail.
Couldn't believe it initially. I think I read the message like 4 or 5 times, and I was just shocked. And I think it's still hard for me to process.
And all city offices in La Mesa will be closed starting at 9 a.m. until noon to give employers the opportunity to come to this memorial service. There is going to be so many people in attendance. So I want to send it over to our colleague Chris Groh, who is live talking more about the procession as well as the traffic that we could be seeing during this early morning commute. Chris.
Yeah, good morning, Regina. And we've been here since about 5 o'clock this morning. And what we can tell you is that we've already seen a number of different officers already begin to arrive here at Snapdragon Stadium. Now, I want to show you some video of the procession that we saw when Officer Craven was moved from the medical examiner's office. But as part of this procession, we are expecting to see a powerful display here. More than 700 vehicles expected to take part, all from different first responders as well as law enforcement here from across our area and our region. Now, this is expected to start sometime between 7:30 to 8:30 here at Snapdragon. Then it will travel over several roadways and freeways here in San Diego County before concluding where Regina is located right now at Skyline Church in Rancho San Diego. Now, take a look at your screen. I want to show you again the specific freeways where you are going to be seeing this. You're talking about the northbound 15 early on, then to the eastbound 52, the southbound 125, out to the 94 going east to eventually Campo Road, where they will end at Skyline Church. Now, the 94 and 125 from Spring Street in La Mesa will be closed during the procession to allow for those vehicles to get off and on. So again, this is something where it's not just limited to those freeways, but for more on how it is that you can navigate around some of these closures, we're going to go back to Vanessa Paz there in studio to talk about some of those alternative routes. Vanessa?
Yeah, I know that it's a lot to remember, right, if you're traveling out the door. So I kind of drew this map for you to talk about the procession route. So it starts at Snapdragon. They'll be taking the 15 north to the 52 east, down to the 125 south, eventually getting on the 94 east, and that's where the procession will come to an ending. Again, this is going to have a major impact on drivers this morning. So here are some of the alternate routes that you could take. Again, you likely want to avoid the 15 north because it is going to be, again, blocked to traffic while that procession is underway, or at least it's going to be taking up a couple of lanes there. You maybe want to take the 8 east, opt for the 125 north, and then hop on the 52 west. But this area gets plugged up out of Santee through most of the morning commute. So just make sure that you're leaving time for travel, especially if you have to get somewhere on time this morning. So we'll continue to keep you updated with the slowing due to this procession and some of the ways that you can get around that this morning. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears and see what's happening on our freeways as you head out the door this morning. We're getting reports of a lot of slowing on the 805 right as you get up to the 52. I didn't see any crashes nor hazards on the CAD, but it could be construction lingering into the 6 o'clock hour. Speeds right now down to about 17 miles per hour, and the slowing now stretching of about 4 miles or so. We're also dealing with a crash involving 2 cars, and that's on the 15 South right at Old Highway 395, and that's causing some slowing as you make your way inbound from the Bonsall, Rainbow, and Fallbrook area, or even Riverside. That's going to cause some congestion there. As we go ahead and zoom on into the South Bay, we're also tracking a crash involving 2 cars. This is on the 805 South, so the opposite way of where most folks are going this morning, but it could cause some slowing as you make your way northbound in from the Chula Vista neighborhood. All right, as far as speeds go on the 5 and the 805, we're averaging anywhere between 60 to 65 miles per hour. So no major issues nor delays coming in from Santee or the La Mesa Grossmont area, and all is well coming in from Oceanside as well as Escondido, anywhere between 65 to 70 miles per hour. As we transition over to your border wait times and see what we're tracking at 6:08, a 50-minute wait time traveling in from San Isidro's port of entry, and if you're traveling in from Otay Mesa's port of entry, we're tracking about an hour 15.